stick Tartaria into, or Tartarian structures or Tartarian history into YouTube, you'll get people who will really explain it well. But anyway, we're going to go and have a look at this structure. They tell us it was built, I think, in 1733, if I remember right. And it was built to protect Lake Bacalar and Mexico from pirates, apparently. Now, maybe, you know, this... what it is, though, it's the shape of it. It's the star of it, you know. I was about to say, you know, maybe this is just a fort, because it's not that magnificent when you compare it to a cathedral. It's not that unbelievable, the history they tell us about it, and I mean literally unbelievable. That people with horses and carts and no power tools could build, you know, Notre Dame, or just all the incredible buildings that we see in England. And they clearly are energy centres. They were clearly used to create energy from the ether, or, you know, I don't know exactly what before, but I think that's where the evidence points. Whereas something like this, not quite as fantastic, obviously could serve a function of defence. However, why is it a star? And they'll say, you know, oh, well, it's easier to defend, it's a good shape to defend and all this, but it's too much. You know, the effort and energy that went into it, and just the symbolism of the star and energetically what that means. Like, I am sure that this will have been some sort of energy centre too, before they corrupted all the systems and made energy a commodity so they could sell it to you. Anyway, we're going to go and have a look at it now. Hola, un tiquito? Uno.
Tendrá 10 pesos.
Gracias.
10 pesos.
You want
10 pesos. ¿Tiene o no?
No, sorry. So it looks like it's 55 pesos. So a big thanks to, it was Neil and gracias, amigo. Hang on, what's happening here? That's 110. Oh my God. Wow. Goodness me. It's a good job I'm not paying. So yeah, Neil and was it Justin who both donated for this? So that 110. So this is, what is that, $6? No, it's not, it's $11 or something crazy. Whoa, I'd never have paid that. We're gonna have to try and make it worthwhile, aren't we? Just amazes me that all of these people are paying that much to just... Am I being disrespectful? Am I not honouring, you know, something magnificent? Maybe it is magnificent, but I don't know. It's kind of ugly, really. Maybe if you could see it from the top with a drone and actually see the star. But yeah, I like the bricks. It's old. That's cool. There's a massive lizard going up that wall. No, it's not a lizard. What is that? Some sort of squirrel type thing. Oh, we lost focus there. Yeah, I think it's just a squirrel. Not that interesting, but it's black, so it's semi-interesting. It's not often we say that, is it? Anyway, we're in the Sar Fort. What do you all think? Let me try and think of something interesting to say. Can we spot any clear signs of energy creations? That often looks like copper on the top of churches. Oh, there's some metal here, some metal wheels. I hope this is worth the money that you guys sent to see this. Here's some blocks. Sorry, I just don't really know what to say. I'm just not into, you know, I'm really into old structures and old architecture and beauty, you know. I'm into beauty. This isn't beautiful. I just cannot believe people spend $11 on this. But anyway, let's try and be a travel YouTuber and pretend we're really having a great time. Whoa, look at this, guys. Whoa, yeah, we're in the Sar Fort of Lake Bacalar. Whoa. I do appreciate that I'm in a bad mood and I'm super stoned, so I'm really not doing it justice, and I do apologise. I'll try and get sober and be a better travel vlogger. But also, I am a human and I am just alive. Oh, stuff to read. Great. I love reading lies, especially Spanish lies, as in written in Spanish. Great. What have we got? We got some bowls. Do you like bowls, everyone? That one's cracked. How exciting. We have a man ready to suck a D. Cannon. Mortar maybe, or the pestle. I forget which is the pestle and which is the mortar. Oh, very nice. That is quite cool. What's going on here then? He's been blasted by a cannon. They don't look like pirates though, do they? I mean, that looks... I mean, what is this? If that's not some sort of sign to some sort of energy, I don't know what is. He's deaded. I was going to say this looks like the hero of the hour, but no, I think he's been blasted as well, but again, doesn't look much like a pirate to me. Or maybe the image we've been given of pirates is incorrect. Maybe they didn't all have a patch and a peg leg. Everyone's deaded. Is there anyone else? Ah, right, so this is the hero. Interesting that his hair is made out of leaves to suggest that he's some sort of god, maybe. What does the all make of that? Okay, here we have a pirate scene. Is this what they were defending against? The pirate ships. Until we learn Spanish, we'll never know. Here we have some old school guns, you know, so at the time when they were using crappy guns like that, they were able to build structures like Sar Forts and cathedrals. Makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? What do you think, Richard Bicker? Presumably you obviously just buy into it, whatever you've been told. You've never had a critical thought in your life. Oh yeah, I'm meant to be stopping doing this. But yeah, it's just amazing, isn't it, that people just buy into this. You know, they call it founded, don't they? It's not like built in 1862 or whatever nonsense they say. It's always founded, as in they found it. They found the Masonry. The Freemasons found the Freemasonry. And when you look back at these pictures, like there's pictures of massive cities, anywhere, Moscow, Paris, huge cities with no people in them. Like something happened, some sort of mud flood, some sort of catalysm. A civilization was obviously killed off, and then as civilization grew again, or the number of people grew again, you suddenly had these peasants with bare feet on mud roads. That's what's also really interesting when you look at these old photos. You know, you've got all these cathedrals and fantastic buildings, yet the streets are mud, and they're using horse and carts. I mean, it just doesn't make any sense if you have any sort of rational thought or ability to think. But yeah, I'm really struggling to see how we're going to make this last much longer. You know, there's the part of me that's like, you've paid $11, you've got to spend all day here, but how on earth would one do that? Let's have a look at the lake from here. That would be nice. So yeah, I do really appreciate those who, you know, I thought, you know, it's not, if anyone's like, I want to see something where you are, or even I want to see something where you're not and I'll pay for it, pretty much do it, unless it's completely ridiculous and dangerous. So, you know, I really appreciate the people that paid for this, and I hope it's worthwhile to them and the other viewers. And I appreciate that I'm stood here, but I have to acknowledge I would never, ever, alright, look at this. I'll just finish that sentence actually. Never ever have paid for it myself. So here we can kind of see the star structure. So presumably this would have been a moat if it was a building of defence. Interesting, isn't it? And it's the symmetry that you see in these buildings and similar buildings, or buildings that were, in my belief, oh, is it nice selfie happening? Energy centres. And it's just crazy. It's all about vibration again. When you look at, particularly in the churches and cathedrals, like the shapes, you know, they're clearly a sort of geometry that is meant to cause vibration, and then you've got the bells and all that. Like, there's just so much to it. Again, like I say, I'm not well versed in it. It's a whole, you know, life dedication in itself to really understand it. I've understood enough to know that all of history is a lie, and know that at one point energy was free and taken out of ether, as Nikola Tesla was doing. But yeah, I'm not well versed enough to be able to relay it all to you guys, I'm afraid. Oh wow, massive lizard. Just gone down that hole, there's his tail. Oh, I'm tempted to touch the tail. Oh, he's playing dead. There's a bridge we walked over to get in. There's some more mongos. Oh, look at that dog, we're running down the street. Can you see him? That's cool. Okay, I think we're about done. I'd better just get a thumbnail, hadn't I? So I'm desperately trying to find something else to talk about, a reason that we can stay here longer. But I am struggling. How long do you think the average normie stays here? Like, I just can't get my head around anyone spending $11 on something and then spending less than 10 minutes there. But I can't imagine, you know, normies have no patience, no presence, they can't just be anywhere. And this isn't really like, you know, it's not really a beautiful place where I just want to sit and be, and especially when there's plebs wandering around everywhere. So yeah, it's very hard to understand how people justify spending that. I mean, these two are obviously doing it by just taking a million selfies so they can show their friends, like, oh, I went to a Sar Fort, I went away for 2 weeks, oh, look at my holiday pics, and acknowledge that I've been away for 2 weeks and make me feel less miserable about my miserable existence. Yeah, okay, let's take one more wander round, and then I think that will be it. I guess I've got a ticket for the day, so maybe we could come back in the evening, maybe get a bit more of our money's worth. I'm very upset that they've charged $11 and then left out a blooming ladder. Yeah, at least make a blooming effort. And it's obviously been there a very long time because it's got plants growing out of it. Or maybe not, maybe it's just been placed on top of a plant. Another selfie time. Oh, setting up a selfie. Nice wooden windows like those. Yeah, I think we're done, guys. I think that's as much as I can give. Thank you for paying for the ticket, the two fine gentlemen. I can't believe it. I thought it was going to be like $2. I am gobsmacked at how expensive it is. Are you shocked? Let me know in the comments. But I'm amazed. I'm amazed people pay it. Anyway, they do. So that's that. Where do these people get their blooming money from? Isn't there meant to be a cost of living blooming crisis? Well, I'm glad I've ticked that box. I don't feel like I did a great job. But it's not me, you know, I'm not the... Unless you want to put me in a place of nature or amongst animals, then I'll get really excited. But I'm not the, hey, look at this kind of guy. I'm more of a, this is how I'm thinking and feeling kind of guy. And I like to share, I just like to share it all, you know. If I'm feeling great, I'm feeling great, and of course that's wonderful to share. Camera's gone strange again, hopefully it will be alright for you guys. But you know, I actually really, as much as there's a part of me that doesn't like to share the bits that not many people share for very good reason, because it's scary. I think sharing the vulnerable times and the struggles is actually the most powerful part of my content creation. So yes, that's what I'm really about. But yeah, by all means, pay for me to go to more places. Let's do it, and hopefully I'll get a bit more enthusiastic. Today is definitely a very low energy, low enthusiasm for life day. Yeah, so I think that is showing up in the content somewhat. Yeah, there's lots of what we previously called Mexican tap, but I think that's a bit unfair. Mexican goodies, Mexican souvenirs being sold. Quite a few people out. It's quite nice to see, I guess, because they've been inside with the rain all day. They're taking the opportunity because it feels like it's going to come back. Now, should I take a walk? I really want to go back to that restaurant where we had that dish called mixta. It was really good. It's just whether I risk walking that far with potential downpour around the corner at any minute. Or do I just go back to the bunker and drink more coffee and smoke more green stuff? I think I should stay out for as long as it's not raining. So yeah, let's go and find that restaurant. Oh, then there's that fried chicken place. So if I walk to that restaurant on what I think is the road that Fried Chicken Boy sporadically fries his chicken, and maybe we'll finally get some barbecue chicken again. That is what I really miss about Tulum. I think the only thing I miss about Tulum was fried chicken on every corner. It was the best. Yeah, it's starting to move into a sense of compassion for the Richard Vickers and these people, because essentially what's happening is they are in such fear, such fear over survival, and they're just so heavily conditioned that they've become addicted to the system. Now, nobody actually likes the system, but when you're completely in fear and unable to believe in self, create from self, then obviously you're going to grab on to the hand that feeds you, the system. And then when somebody rejects all that and says, yeah, that's not for me, that's all bullshit, that's all a complete lie, and has a journey like I'm having, they can only do one of two things. They can either accept that it is all a lie and based on bullshit and enslavement, and it's going to get really enslavey very soon. I mean, if you can't see that it already is, then... Well, but again, it's this not wanting to see, because all their eggs are in that basket. All their hope and identity of self and feeling of security is in the government cares about us, and the pension scheme isn't completely bankrupt and about to fail. It's this is the only way they can get through life. So they have to project onto me, and then they have to do the whole like, you made this mistake, that's a bit messy, you're begging for money online, because they have to knock it. They have to reinforce their worldview that they have made the right decision, because when you're coming from that place, you have to criticize everything else that doesn't align with it. You see this very much with Christians as well, like everything's demonic. Plant medicine's demonic, everything's demonic. Because they have to reinforce this fragile hope that Jesus is going to save them, which again is based on indoctrination and dogma. So, look at this little guy trying to move the road. You're such a little cutie. Yeah, you're very cute. What do you want? You want strokies? Are you two barkies for strokies? Oh, you're two barkies for strokies. I think that's his owner walking away, and he's kind of like, don't leave me, but he doesn't want to follow. Yeah, that's definitely what's going on here. So what am I saying? I'm saying something along the lines of, yeah, don't expect the spiritual journey to look secure. Don't expect it to fit into your... You're getting a bit nasty now, aren't you? Getting a little bit nasty. Yeah, silly little thing. Hola. Because that's not the aim of it. The aim is to lean into all possibilities and unknowns and uncover truths that are not known to self. So you have to let go of all of what I think is bullshit, what you would call security, and the system. So that's what's going on here. And that's why there's so much projection, because one has to protect their let's try and word it nicely, their fragile sense of self. Is this the road that has Chicken Boy on it? I think it might be one along. Let's take a right. I don't know, it could be this one. So I'm going to walk along this one, and then I'm going to walk back down the one to the right, and it's definitely one of those two roads. I'm going to give Chicken Boy every chance today, because I really want some barbecue chicken. Not sure if you can see the guy just in the doorway chilling with his newspaper, but just look at all this beautiful nature he's surrounded by. And I'm particularly intrigued by these red berries. Aren't they fantastic? So all the other ones are green, so they're obviously not ripe yet. I don't think you can eat them, but ripe for the birds. Oh, there's loads of them, look, they're all green. And then there's that one bunch that's super red. What are they? I was going to say the boy racer car, but it's not, is it? It's just a Mexican car. For those who are interested in the whole parasite sexuality thing, I've just released a video on my other channel, shadow_surrender. Speaking into that, I'm not saying I'm sharing any great knowledge in it, particularly about the parasite stuff. I still don't really know much, but yeah, I think it's interesting, an interesting vulnerable share about sexuality and my thoughts on what it is. So, right, this isn't Chicken Boy, so let's go to the other road. To Chicken Corner. We want some barbecued ones. Oh, there's little chicks. I won't go too close, but look at those little chicks. Hello. Hey, oh, you gorgeous. Dog with a collar, clearly a very well loved doggy, very friendly, very usually human. She makes you stroke, oh, she's so bouncy and friendly. Gorgeous. You want more? Okay. Zoomies now. Zoomies! Hola! Oh, what an excited, gorgeous dog. Ah, he's a gorgeous. Oh, I don't think this is the road for Chicken Boy either. I give up. Let's go to a grasshopper restaurant. There's also this projection from the normies of like, oh, you're a failure, you're a loser. I mastered your world. By the age of 30 on paper, I was a millionaire. And then I started going on a spiritual journey because it was boring, because I saw through it, because it meant nothing to me. So, you know, I understand your perspective. I've been in your perspective. I've been the normie. I've been the person that tried to create security through... Hello, darling. Oh, sorry, okay. I've been the guy that tried to create security through material possessions and, you know, tried to do as the system told me, and I mastered it. I got to the top of it. And, yeah, it was crap. So yeah, this is the projection that annoys me somewhat. As if I couldn't do, I mean I couldn't do his life because he clearly works in an office under LED lights and has had 7 jobs and all that. But you know, I could master the mainstream world. I did master the mainstream world. I mastered it and realised it wasn't for me and rejected it. Of course, that's what really gets him, the fact that I got everything that he's ever dreamed of and I rejected it. Oh my goodness, it's closed again. But I'm almost certain that... Is it closed? Yes, I think it's closed. Oh no, she's serving people. But also, I'm almost certain that Chicken Boy is on this road. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to go and try and find Chicken Boy. Thinking about the whole Sar Fort story a bit more. And why would pirates invade a land and then go to the fort? Pirates are all about raping and pillaging. If they just avoid the fort and go and terrorise the village, you know, forts only work if the invader is wanting to conquer the place, and then they have to take down the fort. But it doesn't work against pirates. It just makes no sense at all. Oh, it's our super friendly doggy friend. Have you found some scraps? Have you found some nice scraps? Gosh, it is. It's very third worldy. Yeah, I mean, it works, you know, you can have like a pretty crappy house here because of the climate, except for mosquitoes, but you can have like an open house. And it's just practical, you know, I love it because it's just practical. There's no like keeping up with the Joneses, there's no trying to show yourselves off. But at the same time, I do acknowledge it is kind of trashy. It's a funny one, isn't it? Because you come to places like this and it's such a break from a norm for an Englishman, but it's just fantastic and I love it. And I mean, I just love it. But then if this came to England, as it is doing, not so much Mexicans, but you know, enrichment is a coming. I've already walked on this road, he's not on this road. Right, I'm just going to go to that bloody restaurant because there's the blooming chickens again. I have no idea what's going on. Could it be because I smoked 4 doobs this morning? Who knows? But yeah, it's funny, isn't it? Like if this started turning up in England, or sorry, this is now starting to turn up in England, and you're just like, get it out, get it out. But it's, again, it's about culture, isn't it? And about what a country's energy is, and culture is, and history is, and people's it is. And the two don't mix. I really like both of them. I really like how civilised and quiet and respectful England is, and I really like how this place is, but the two don't mix. Hola!
Hola, Dios!
Yes. Oh wow, that's so cute! What a great shot that was. Because I saw it and I was like, I've just got to get out my camera, and I felt awkward. I was like, she's not going to want to be on film in a little disabled wagon. And then they're just so friendly. Just don't even, they have no, it just doesn't even come up film like, oh, he's filming us. It's like there's a lack of defensiveness, you know, people aren't hanging on to these fragile egos. And all these lies, you know, people are just living out here, so there's no defensiveness, they've got nothing to hide. It's not like in England where everyone's so scared of anything and everything because the judgment is so high, and they just live, well, they live as narcissists. They live with a completely false sense of self, and they're so scared of that being exposed. They're so scared of any mirror being held up to them. Oh God, it's so different here. I've featured this van before, I won't spend too long on it, but we also have a car. So this is obviously the road where you leave cars and vans if you want them to turn into trees. Oh, and it's got a little puppy garden there. I saw it earlier, it's so cute. So the music's pretty loud, but I think this is probably the best dining experience I've had so far in Mexico. It's hard to split between this place, Roberto, and Elixico. Elixico being the burger place. But yeah, this was great. So she's getting all the fans on because it's very mosquito-y. Gracias. Just lowered it even better because they come for the fetal area. So yeah, that's great. Gracias. It's so loud. I think that's the biggest sacrifice when you leave the UK is noise. All these countries are so noisy. It's so sad to think that the UK is going to lose that as we just invite more and more enrichers in. I started seeing it in my city centre walks and talks. Enrichers just sat in the middle of the city centre blasting out music, inconveniencing everyone. Like, it saddens me so much that that will get lost. You don't realise how special that is, that civilization, that silence, until you move to countries like this and there's just none of it. But it also goes hand in hand with what I was just saying I love, like the free-spiritedness, the lack of judgment. Like, ultimately the civilization in England is conditioning. It's the zombified nature of everyone. Whilst it's peaceful and nice, it's, you know, it's, again, the two go hand in hand. You can't take away the noise and the chaos and still have a free-spirited, loving, open nature. You know, it's one or the other. So I guess I'm just gonna have to do noise and chaos, but I will find a quiet spot eventually, somewhere on the South American continent. And no, that's not me saying I'm on the South American continent now, it's where I'm going. There's been so many mixed comments about Belize, like so many people are like, yeah, we're going to Belize, and so many people are like, just don't go, it's crap. I don't want to go, but I feel like I kind of should for the channel and the commenters, but that's ridiculous. I need to put myself first. Oh, there's that people pleasing part of me. We don't see that often, although people reflect on me that I'm far more of a people pleaser than I think I am. The restaurant, the mixer is on the grill. This is why it's so amazing, because all the food gets properly grilled on a barbecue. Amazing. She didn't look too happy about that, did she? Fantastic, the mixer's here. I've not been given any hors d'oeuvres this time. Interesting. Yes, I've got a very big spot here, haven't I? And the last thing I'll say about what we're calling the enlightenment journey, but I'm absolutely not attached to that word at all, is you get to it through the messy bits. You get to it by acknowledging that you believe in complete lies, that you're completely conditioned, and it's about lifting these masks off. You know, it's very painful. It's a very messy journey. People who approach it with a love and light mentality are just in the spiritual ego. I've had a lot of people saying, go to Costa Rica, it's just like pie. People who are in those scenes are still acting from the ego. It's called a spiritual ego. It's just the next level of, you know, plebeian. And it took me going to jail and humiliation and living with my parents for 6 months to really get past that part. And of course I'll still be in it. I'll still have elements of spiritual ego, but to get to the point where I wouldn't even want to be in one of those scenes, because anyone who's wanting to be in one of those scenes, they're either at the first stages of seeking and they're in exactly the right place, or they're hanging on to the spiritual ego, or they're making money from it. So when I went to Pi, I tried to make money from it. I failed catastrophically, but I was trying to make money from it. But I was also still in the spiritual ego. I still wanted to be seen as some sort of spiritual leader, and of course there's elements of that now. But I definitely don't want to be part of any spiritual scene, because they're actually completely infiltrated with the woke virus. And like I say, they're still very egoic. They're still very, look at me, look at what I'm wearing, I've got this certificate, I'm this practitioner. Nah, I'm just not interested in any of that. My teacher is God now, and nature and silence. You know, that's the real surrender. And there's probably way more which I'm not aware of, you know, it's just where I'm at. But yeah, wanting to be part of a community or any sort of spiritual seen like Pi or Costa Rica. No, that's I'm past that stage now, and just that language is triggering for people. Oh, he thinks he's past it, he thinks he's better than it, but it's a reality, it's a truth. Like you mature through this journey, and it's still very messy because you're always lifting off more layers. So yeah, that layer I'm referring to is like the needing to be something, needing to be seen by other spiritual people as spiritual. Like, no, I don't need any of that. I'll just walk around in my food stained top with my titties because I eat too many crisps, smoking ganja, speaking on camera, and doing what I do. And of course, there's parts of me that are motivated to do this because of the ego, because I want to be seen. But I feel like because I do it really vulnerably and honestly, it actually destroys all that. Like, I feel like this is actually my version of journaling, but on steroids, doing it for the whole world to see, to receive all the judgment, the projections, the reflections, the corners of truth, the big truths, all of it. You know, sometimes people reflect in the comments something really, you know, something that I just haven't seen. You know, that's why we call it the shadow. We can't see it. But I would say 90% of the comments are just projections. But even in those, there's sometimes a little kernel of truth that you can always work with. It's very interesting when you start understanding psychology and becoming the observer of self and others, rather than just coming from this traumaed, little egoic survival mindset. Of course, there's many different perspectives of this, on anything, all of which will have grains of truth in them. But ultimately, I think the easiest way to describe it is it comes down to, are you living in the minds of others? Do you care about others? Do you want to impress others? As in, do you care about what they think of you? And many people in the spiritual community will be like, oh no, I don't. But could you do this? Could you put your rawest, most honest, most vulnerable stuff on YouTube for the whole world to see? You know, for me, that's a whole nother level. And of course, there's many other ways of doing it. I'm not saying you have to do this. There's many ways of doing it. If you're sat in a cave alone for 5 days, then you're probably doing a higher level of enlightenment work. You know, you have to use this kind of language to explain it, but it's you know, it's also not what it is. Oh, it's very interesting. The boy racers are out. I forget what you call them in Thailand. There's a proper name. There's a group of people that go around racing on bikes. I don't think these guys are actually doing that. Yeah, I just thought I'd cover boy races because it makes some content. Ramshackle scene, it seems like something was attempted here. Some sort of foundations were attempted at some point. But I have a feeling that if we come back in 10 years, it's still going to look like that. I could be wrong though, of course. Yeah, I'm just chuckling to myself. I think what's happening here is the shine isn't the right word, the rawness, the excitement of Mexico is kind of wearing off, and I'm starting to see the other side of it, as in my eyes are allowing me to see it, or my psychology is starting to allow me to see it, as I start to appreciate more and more the civilization in England, and also just how much better Thailand is. Like, it's so much better. Like, you get all this, but you also get really high-end stuff. You know, if you live in Chiang Mai or Bangkok, I mean, Bangkok is just too much, but, you know, but the same applies, but I'll talk about Chiang Mai because it's actually manageable. If you live in Chiang Mai, you can experience this, you know, not quite to this level, like it is a much bigger city, much more concrete, but you can also, you know, sit in like I used to spend hours in cafes in Chiang Mai because they were beautiful, the food was beautiful and so affordable. You know, you're never going to pay more than £2 for a coffee. Probably usually less. And you know, it's just like the most high-end restaurants and the most high-end cafes, particularly the coffee shops, just everywhere. I've seen a couple of coffee shops here that are on a par, but they're outdoors and full of mosquitoes. Whereas Thailand had that, you know, if you wanted to sit in amazing Thai nature, you could. But also, if you wanted to sit in somewhere air-conditioned and basically completely westernized, you also could. And it doesn't seem to be, it surprises me that there isn't like that high-end level as well out here. So I think that's what makes Thailand so easy, is one, the price. But also you can just keep getting these experiences that are like living in England, almost. Are as good as living in England, certainly. They're just same but different. Thailand. Better, you know. Basically, there's, you know, a Thai person serving you instead of an English person, which is all, well, we don't even have English people serving us anymore. Rather than a fatiguer serving you, we use that term very loosely when it comes to the fatiguers. Yeah, basically it's just amazing. Thailand is amazing. Like, if you're considering leaving the UK, the issue with Thailand is visas. And that's where I got it all wrong. Only because I tried to set up a business and pushed it too far. You know, if you just respect the system, there are ways of living in Thailand, particularly if you're over 50 and you have I can't remember, a couple of grand income a month, or maybe not even that. The retirement visas are really easy out there. But there are ways, you know, you learn Thai and that gives you a visa for a year, or you can even do some, you know, where you learn martial arts or that sort of thing. You know, there's ways. Thailand is so much easier, and I would say that applies to all of Asia, or maybe not all, but Vietnam, Cambodia. And also the green is legal in Thailand, and it's such high quality. There's everything you want in Thailand. It's without a doubt the easiest, best place to live. People are asking me why I'm not in Vietnam now. Because it's a bit too easy. I want an adventure, you know, I want to see the world. But I do acknowledge that that is the most sensible place I could possibly be, because I'm not allowed in Thailand right now. There the sun is shining. It's actually become quite a nice day. I thought we'd go back to Sar Fort, where I'm going to share an email I've just had and my latest thoughts and feels. So there isn't actually any date on the ticket that I bought earlier, so I'm assuming they'll let me back in. Oh, there doesn't even seem to be a guard here now. Oh, is it you? Are you a ticket person? There, gracias. Gracias. So we're back in the fort. I wonder how many days that will get me in for. Only joking. I'm over all that. And I'm not that bothered. Actually, what I know I need to do right now is get in that. That's what I need to do. I haven't even had a shower today. It's the first day since I've been in Mexico that I've been too depressed to have a shower. So yeah, let's go in the lake. Awesome cart going down here. Getting back more to just being a travel channel now. Let's show you something. I was delighted with how much love Roberto got in the comments. He definitely deserved it. So let's go and wish him a bendy ass now. Oh, he's one of those Mexican dogs in his restaurant. Proper Mexican dog. And these two. What are these guys called? Buenos dias, Roberto. You good, amigo?
I watch your video. I can see you.
Hello. Hey, your darling. Oh, you've got very stuffy features, haven't you? We'll ask him on the way back if he meant he couldn't find the video or he couldn't find the channel. Yeah, look at this guy. Hello. You couldn't find channel or video? Oh, sorry. I speak to you when I come back.
Channel YouTube.
Okay, I write down for you again. I'm gonna come and eat into the next 2 days. I see you soon. Gracias, amigo. Hey, aren't you so ugly? You're beautiful. Oh, you're getting jealous with Staffy one. Oh no, and now you're getting involved. Oh my goodness. So many friendly doggies. How do I stroke you all? One of the many great comments full of info I got was around this lake. Apparently it's known as the Lake of Seven Colours because it's always changing colour. And look at this. I'm not sure if you can see. I think you can see. There's 3 very distinct colours, like clear lines. So we've basically got brown, turquoise, and then the dark blue that you'd usually expect water to be. Unbelievable. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that before. Such clearly defined areas of different colour. I think somebody said it's something to do with algae. That's incredible. Anyway, we're gonna put off over here to... Oh, it's very flooded. It's a high tide. I don't know if we can use that. I think the bags are gonna get wet. Even this one is very wet. What's going on? Why is it so wavy today? People have probably got the right idea, leave my stuff here. Have a little swim in this brown bit. So this is what I mean by the spiritual scene. Yeah, look, without wanting to just criticise people, but I just want to point stuff out. Look how much they care about the external, like look how perfect their hair is, or how perfectly imperfect it is with her dreads. You know, they really care about how they look. They're still completely in their ego, and yeah, it just makes me cringe. Quite interesting. So you've got the normies on the left who have just gone down for a selfie. They're now going to leave now they've got their selfie. Yes, of course they are. And obviously they both had exactly the same pictures taken. Swapped over. And then you've got the people that are spiritual, who are obviously more advanced than the normies. They're actually going in the water and living. But then there's still everything that I just said. Very interesting. This is why we like people watching. You can see the different aspects of consciousness playing out, from the dead to the awakening to the extremely enlightened. That was really beautiful, really beautiful. I think this one's going to be different. This one is just, this lady has just asked me how deep it is. I think she's actually going to go in, but I've just witnessed 3 people while I've been in the water come to the end of this pier, obviously appreciate the beauty of it for about a second, and then get their phone out and take photos of it, and then turn around and walk away. And it just hits me like, what technology has done. Look at this. I've got a triple or a double crown. I can't remember if it's a double or triple crown. So when my hair gets long, it gets really crazy at the back, and I let one of them blooming bitches crop it off one time, and it's never been the same since. Big mistake. Presence. No one has any presence anymore. Like, everyone's in such addiction to technology, and I'm one of them. You know, I'm going to go back to a flat now and use technology for the next 6 hours. But I can come to a place like this and be present, at least for half an hour, before I too have to get my camera out and start yammering away and showing off to the world. Yeah, we're all completely screwed. But yeah, it's just really hit me how, you know, if you're never able to be present, then you're never able to be with self. You're never able to gain wisdom. And this all comes off the back of just watching. So bear in mind, my content is 3 days behind. It's Saturday today. So today at Glastonbury, that big chimp has just bounced around the stage to a load of people, white people, a load of white people. There's no fatiguers there because it's Glastonbury, it's very middle class. He's just bounced around the stage to a load of white people waving Palestine flags. No swim?
Maybe over there.
Ah! It's shallow over there as well.
Yes,
it's very shallow, very easy.
Scary.
Enjoy.
But yes, thank you.
Good one. Singing, you want your country back, F you, you're not getting your country back. Well, a load of white guys are like, yeah, we're not getting our country back. I mean, it's quite, I can't even find the words for it. I was going to do a video for it on Not Today Satan, and I was like, I can't. All I can say is how stupid this is, and how unbelievable it is, and how lost they've, like, so we've got half a country waking up and realising that diversity is not our strength, and we've got the other half. I mean, Glastonbury has just been, it's amazing, isn't it? Like, I never went to Glastonbury. I never went to any festivals until a few spiritual festivals. But I bought into the story that Glastonbury is this cool thing. And then since 2020, the town of Glastonbury has, you know, has gone from being, in my opinion, being seen as cool to just completely retarded. You know, green councils and, you know, just liberal libtardism at its fullest. The same as Hebden Bridge in the north. Went from this cool, quirky place to just complete indoctrination. And the festival as well, like it is literally displaying the most indoctrinated of society. I mean, the amount of foreign flags that are getting flyed around, and all the acts are doing these political messages that are just vile. And then you've got all these retards like, yeah, take our country. I mean, do they get it? Do they get that there's a black man on the stage saying you're not having your country back? Do they even get that, or are they just so programmed into, it's just unbelievable. Are they so programmed into immigration is our strength, and Fatigue's built this country? that they actually, you know, think that it's a good message. I can't work out if they're just completely brain dead or I have nothing more to say. Okay, we have some new ones approaching. In my windscreen, I think they look like, oh, they've got a towel. I think they might actually get in the water. Fantastic. I bet they take a few photos. Oh, there we go, there's your selfie. Yeah. Are they going to actually enjoy the experience, or are they going to do it all through their phones? So far, it's not looking too good. I guess what could be, you know, acceptable would be doing the photos and then getting in the water. But everyone has to do the photos. And of course it's hypocritical because I'm here with my camera myself, but you know, I am earning a living, and I think doing something worthwhile in creating videos, I think just taking photos and putting them on your social media is barely even worthwhile. It's all just total ego, external narcissism. But that's humanity, including me, so what can I do? You know? It is what it is. I'm just commenting on it. I'm not even really judging it. I'm just commenting on it. That girl, look, she's paid her 20 pesos. She's on the main pier. She's going for a swim. She's obviously read the crocodile sign because she is full of fear. I hope she hasn't read the crocodile sign. I think that would finish her off. While these two are still taking selfies, so yeah, we shall see. I think she's getting suspicious that I might be filming her. I'm not sure, so we'll pretend that the camera's the other way around. But no, we'll keep filming them. Oh, what's going to happen now? So I'm not looking at them, but the camera is, to not make it too obvious. Oh, now she's going back for another picture. Yes, of course. It's all about the Instagram. We've got the gay little pose. How many gay little poses can we get? Oh, it's just so false, isn't it? Look at that. It's just so false. If you're posing for photos like that, I don't understand how you can't be asking questions about yourself. I'm not really getting it. Oh, there we go. Like, there's, you can see, oh, she's doing the catwalk now. She's doing the catwalk. Bloody hell. I mean, how can you not question how superficial and pointless your life is when you spend your whole time just turning the camera around because I think we're about to fuck it. You spend your whole time prancing around photos, and if you're the man, like, you spend your whole time just taking photos for your girlfriend just so you can get some poontang once a week. It's just unbelievably pathetic. I acknowledge warring with commenters is a waste of time and doesn't serve anyone. I think stuff like that is where I come alive, because it's all true and there's not many people willing to say it. It's controversial, it's edgy, it's fun, it's funny. Obviously it winds up the libtards, but I don't think I can let the libtards bother me. I just don't need to engage with them. Like, I really think, like, whilst I appreciate that doing clips like that will put off the masses and stop me getting loads of subs, like, I can't not do stuff like that. Like, I have to be able to comment on this world because it's just so insane and it is so hilarious. And once you can observe it without much attachment, then you might as well use that skill, I think. Anyway, the spiritual ones are coming back now, so we'll have a little swing round to them, but not too long because it'll be really obvious that I'm filming them. So now we'll swing back to me. But yes, that's my thoughts on the going-ons around me and the occurrences that are currently occurring. Well, these two still haven't made it any further. I think there's a couple more catwalks to go before they get to the pier. So we'll leave them to it. And yes, I think it's time to go and drink some coffee and smoke some ganja. Oh man, he's not just doing it for the poontang, they've swapped over and now he's gone for his selfies. Unbelievable, innit? He's going to do the catwalk, innit? He's going to do the fucking catwalk. Oh my god, he's doing it, look at him. Oh, what a fucking... Oh no! Oh, is he even a man? Has he got any balls? Oh my goodness. I thought he was just pussy whipped, which was bad enough, but no. No, he's a full-on, like, Insta boy. How many likes can I get on my Instagram? Maybe he earns money. Come here. I don't think so. I think he's just a massive ego-tard. Which, I mean, someone who's not even aware they're in the ego. I get egotistical and arrogant and all that thrown at me a lot. You know, because I speak my mind and I say what's true and I can speak about myself and I am multi-layered and I can speak into it all. people obviously just have to project onto that because they can't do it, but I'm egotistical. But actually what's egotistical is not even being aware of ego, you know, being completely in the ego. Which is completely the opposite to what I do. But I can understand why people make that projection. This guy's chopping up some coconut. Going on around here today. Oh gosh, they look like gangsters. Gangsters in a Citroen Corsa. Ooh, more camper van stuff. There's someone I like a lot in the comments. I forget his name, but I know his profile very well. It's got Stone in his name. Big bald-headed chap, proper man. And he agrees with, you know, my worldviews, and he has said that he would rather get a camper van, or he is getting a camper van, or he's already got a camper van, than do what I'm doing in the UK. And you know, I really get it. I think I'd rather do that as well, if it wasn't for the tyranny. If it wasn't for the fact the government's coming for everyone and it's just totally tyrannical. And just driving in the UK, I don't think I could drive without getting points now. Like it's just impossible. At the very least, many fines, because it's just such a nanny state with cameras everywhere now, isn't it? So I think that's what tips it over the edge for me. If it wasn't for the tyranny, I would definitely have stayed in the UK. I love the UK. I mean, I just think, you know, the more time I'm out of it, the more I love it. And you realise just, oh, even though it's been invaded, it is still such a great place to live. But with the tyranny, it's just, for me, it's impossible. I think this guy in the email said, who was giving me advice, was saying, you know, like, why? It's just such awful music, and I don't know if it's copyrighted or not. It's so annoying. How does anyone want to listen to that? Like, I understand it's because you know, their mind is very messy and painful. But I just find it wild that someone would choose to put that on, and somehow that helps them feel better. I mean, it's just very clear to me that you have to be in absolute turmoil mentally if that makes your mental state better. Anyway, I was in the middle of making a point. I think it's gone now. Oh yeah, he was saying when you're in a restaurant, you know, you should flash up the name of the restaurant and the cost and all that. And he was like, you see how easy it is to make improvements and be professional? And he's probably right. But oh, I have so much resistance to it. It just feels like so much hassle for so little. But yeah, again, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Would you like? I do try and include the price of stuff. But should I be writing it in text form? This dog looks very unsure. I think we're about to get barked at. Oh no, he's not looking at me now. Oh. Hello. We're good. So that's not just a leaf, that's ants carrying a leaf. So there's many of them, presumably these are leaf cutter ants. Wow, cool. Wow, look at this guy. I think this is the biggest dog I've seen in Mexico. Hello. Oh, hi. You're alright. Hey, enough. He's so gorgeous. Proper dog. Man in his truck. That was almost a sketchy moment, wasn't it, with a dog? Bloody hell. My ass twitched a little bit, but I did work with dogs for 10 years, so I'm very experienced and used to being barked at. So I have a story that I could handle myself in that situation. But, you know, perhaps not. It's definitely a thing, the old camping scene in Mexico. Interesting. I really do think that would be the one for me. If it is safe, I would love that. Just having my own space and knowing that I've got my own space at all times, and knowing that I can have some sort of control over the environment, find quiet spots, be away from everyone, yet still travelling an incredible continent. Wow, that could be pretty epic. Well, this guy's got the unfortunate job tonight, just soul destroyed. Well, it looks like we have a cycling club. Awesome. So much community stuff happens in these sort of countries. I think a lot of it's to do with the weather, but also the fact that everyone's not wanting to just off themselves and hide away from society because it's all too much to cope with. The shop opposite my flat is being noisy again. He's got his bass cranked right up. It's pretty unbearable. Finding life in general pretty unbearable right now, to be honest. But I often find when I have these days, they always make sense in the end. You know, whatever I'm being shown, and just essentially I'm resisting, and I know what it is. I know what I'm resisting. But yeah, when you're resisting the next surrender, the next letting go, the next thing you have to accept, then you feel like this because you're not doing it. But I'm not ready yet. So, but I'm intellectually aware. So it's just a matter of time before I let go and surrender and feel much better. But first, I need to resist a bit longer. No, universe, no. Can you hear the birds? Very vocal. Here's another group of something. It's a good life. I'm fascinated by it. Feels like they've got some sort of mating call going on. They're being extremely loud. Oh yeah, there's loads of them in this tree. Oh yeah, there's like hundreds of them. What you all squawking about? Probably gonna get shot on here, aren't I? There's at least 500 birds above my head. Maybe we'll go out for some scram later, but I'll probably just junk food it. Oh yeah, that I started taking that natural parasite detox today. Oh my goodness, it is so strong. Like, I put a couple of drops in my drink now, not really expecting to be able to taste it. Whoa, it's like drinking antiseptic. So I can see why I'm like, yeah, but parasites aren't going to like this. And I wonder if that's partly to do with my mood. When I first started drinking it, like, I don't know, you don't know how much of it is sort of your own psychology making something out of it, but you know, I felt lightheaded, and I did feel like possibly, like it was easy to put a story on it that the parasites were kicking off, basically. So yeah, maybe that's been part of it. Who knows? Anyway, I think that will probably be it for the video, so I'll do me goodbyes, and then there'll probably be another 20 minutes. But yeah, thanks for watching to the end. It's been a funny episode and a funny... Yeah, I think it's quite a pivotal moment in my life. Of course it is. Just left the UK and I'm starting a new career, leaning into deeper parts of myself than ever. So yeah, of course, it's going to be a pivotal moment. Tune in to find out what the hell happens tomorrow. Please like and subscribe, and I'm pretty sure I'll see you tomorrow. Today was the first day where I was like, I don't know if I can even be asked to do a video for tomorrow. And I have just recorded a Not Today Satan video, but I so nearly didn't. Yeah, I'm thinking. Yeah, I don't know. It's, yeah, I shouldn't really say anything right now because I'm feeling so funny, bad. That whatever I say now isn't really true. But what is coming up is 3 channels is a lot, and this channel is definitely the priority. So yeah, I really like this spiritual channel. It's probably my favourite, what feels like the most important, but it gets so few views. But yeah, if any were to go, or not go, but if any were to be not become daily, it's going to have to be Not Today Satan. Well, actually no, I mean, I've already done that with the spiritual channel. The spiritual channel is like a couple of videos a week now. So yeah, maybe that's not true. You know, I knock Not Today Satan, and I feel like it's the one that's the most hassle, but in some ways it's the one I almost enjoy the most, but it is actually definitely this one. Anyway, see you later.